What's a sound you heard when you were young that you no longer hear? Remember falling asleep with the TV on and waking up to that weird colored picture with a beep? Old CRT TVs used to have that fly back 15 kHz mosquito sound. I wonder if I could still detect a switched on TV or computer monitor, or if I've lost that hearing range. The telephone ringing with an actual metal bell, not a recorded sound played through a speaker. Or the sound of a rotary dial. My dad has a landline for his business and has a rotary phone connected to it. He showed my 11 and 7-year-old kids and they lost their mind. They couldn't believe the quality of the call too. Dot matrix printer printing. Other things I miss about dot matrix printing. The ribbon ink, costing nothing. The printer fucking working. Another thing, banner printing. The continuous perforated paper stock, I have no idea what it was called, was great for printing out banners, like for a birthday party or whatever. Plus there was something satisfying about tearing off those edges. Weird waterbed sounds. I completely forgot those existed. I remember wanting one though. I was literally just talking with someone about why they aren't popular anymore. I had one as a kid and it was so cool. The downsides were kind of rough though. You can't have more than one person comfortably sleep in the bed. If it breaks, you are fucked. Most apps won't allow them for that reason. They are really, really, really heavy and can fuck up your floor. They're absolutely disgusting to clean. Imagine a year's, 2 years, 5 years worth of skin and hair that slides down beneath the mattress. They're fucking gross. However, cold in the summer, warm in the winter, and so comfortable when you're alone. The white noise sound of the TV when a channel had no reception. William Gibson's iconic cyberpunk novel Neuromancer opens on a description of the sky as being the color of a TV that's not tuned to a channel. A comment that stuck with me is how the tone of that scene changes whether you're picturing a staticky gray CRT screen or the HD TVs that replaced them, most of which represented a no-signal screen with bright blue. The daily arrival and departure of a steam locomotive. Yes, I'm that old, but it was the most satisfying, powerful, unforgettable sound for a little kid. They were like huge living, breathing beasts. Can totally see what you mean. When I saw my first one, in these more modern times, I was just overwhelmed with how mighty and powerful these huge behemoths actually are. I know we've made some tremendous progress, but has to be said the mighty steam train was a true testament of engineering. In elementary school, we'd watch movies on projectors with film reels. So, the sounds of a film projector and also the white screens they'd pull down. I also loved the click of slides when we would watch them. I can almost hear the giggles we'd let out when slides were upside down or the carriage would get stuck. That super loud quiet at 2 a.m. when you're half asleep in the middle row of the van, and Dad stopped for gas somewhere in Pennsylvania. Sister and brother are asleep in the back. Mom's got her head tilted back, but you know she's awake. The dinging of the door opening with the keys still and wakes everyone halfway. Mom asks quietly if anyone needs to use the bathroom. Nobody answers. Now if I stop for gas on the thruway at 2 a.m., I'm the one driving. That loud quiet is definitely gone. When I was little, on the weekends in the morning when things were quiet, I could hear the horses from the ranch in the hills above us neighing. Now the horses are gone, replaced by Mac mansions, and local traffic is so bad you wouldn't be able to hear them anyway. I am 63. The sound of birds singing, everywhere, chirping and peeping so loudly that it could be heard indoors with all the doors and windows shut. It was a bit maddening at times, actually. It was fairly intrusive. Also the sound of bees and other insects buzzing and whizzing in large numbers around every little patch of grass or flowers. Big yellow bees, the size of the last digit of your thumb. They were everywhere, and they were surprisingly loud. Now, the world sounds dead. Crows, maybe? But all the songbirds are gone, and the bees are small and few. As a child, those sounds almost annoyed me. But now, because I know they mean life, I miss them. Not sure I can't hear it. But this isn't marked serious, so I do have a story. One time in middle school we had a sub for science class. He was well over the age of 70. For some reason, there was this weird, high-pitched noise during the independent work time. I think it may have been one of the LED light bulbs. Anyways, one of the kids complained about it, and we all agreed it was annoying. The sub thought this was odd, he couldn't hear it. A few minutes later, it's still going and a different kid complains. Why won't it stop? The sub gets mad at us, complains about us colluding to mess with him, promising us he'd tell our teacher that we made up a sound that didn't exist. The kids were confused why he couldn't hear it. I, as politely as I could, tell him we're all 13 or 14, maybe he just can't hear it because he's older than us. Now he's livid. As he's yelling at us for making up a noise that didn't exist and calling him old, a 25 or so year old person who worked in the office walks into the room and immediately looks confused. What's that noise? The sub muttered an apology under his breath.